Every day, millions of people enjoy McDonald's fries, that golden and crispy side you can never get enough of. But have you ever wondered how a simple potato becomes that irresistible icon of flavour? To find out, we are going inside one of the most impressive production chains in modern fast food, from the fields where the potatoes are grown to the factories where they are cut, fried, and prepared to arrive perfectly on your tray. The story of French fries has a curious and almost accidental origin. In the late 19th century, in Saratoga Springs, New York, an unhappy customer sent his potatoes back because they were too thick. Frustrated, the chef, George Crumb, decided to slice them as thin as paper and fry them until they were extra crispy. What began as an act of annoyance ended up creating a classic, the famous Saratoga chips, the predecessors of what we now know as French fries. Decades later, in the 1950s, McDonald's took this idea and transformed it completely. Ray Kroc, the visionary behind the chain's global expansion, understood that the key was consistency. He standardized every detail: the type of potato, the cut, the frying time. That way, a serving in New York would be identical to one in Tokyo. Today, those fries are not just a side dish, they have become a global icon of fast food. But behind something so simple lies an entire system designed to ensure that no restaurant ever runs out of fries. So how do they do it? It all begins in the field, and not with just any potato. McDonald's selects specific varieties like Russet Burbank or Shepherdie, grown in regions such as Idaho or Northern Europe. Why these? Because they have a high starch content, giving them that soft and fluffy interior, and they are long enough to allow uniform cuts. But there is a major challenge. These potatoes must be harvested and transported to the factory in less than 24 hours. Speed is essential to preserve freshness and guarantee quality. Once at the plant, the process runs like clockwork. More than 250,000 tons of potatoes are processed there every year, enough to fill an entire stadium. The potatoes arrive straight from the fields, still covered in dirt, and the first step is a deep wash in huge tanks of pressurized water. Here, a clever trick comes into play: brine with an adjusted density. Thanks to this, the potatoes float while rocks sink, naturally separating the two. This protects the machines and ensures that only top-quality potatoes move forward. Next comes the peeling stage, and no knives or hands are involved. Steam at 21 bars of pressure is applied for exactly 11 seconds. That blast of steam makes the skin peel away almost by itself, leaving the potato ready for the next step. The efficiency is astonishing. Up to 35 tons are processed every hour with minimal waste. But not everything is automated. Human teams inspect the potatoes on conveyor belts, removing any that show bruises or sprouts. Why? Because a single bad potato could ruin an entire batch, and that is unacceptable. Then comes one of the most crucial moments: the cutting. Before meeting the blades, the potatoes are softened with steam or microwaves, allowing for a clean cut. Then, a high-pressure water system propels them towards sharp blades that slice them into the 1 centimeter strips everyone recognizes. Size matters here. Any pieces shorter than 3 centimeters are removed by a vibrating screen. Only long and uniform strips make it through. High-speed cameras then inspect every piece, detecting spots or imperfections. If it is something minor, like a small mark, the machine trims only that section, and the rest continues on its way. The next step is blanching. Here, the potato strips are immersed in hot water at about 70 to 80 degrees Celsius for several minutes. This is not just a bath. The process gelatinizes the starch on the surface, preventing the fries from absorbing too much oil later. It also deactivates enzymes that would otherwise cause the potatoes to darken prematurely. Once done, they pass through a tunnel of hot air that dries their surface. And yes, there is a practical reason for that. A wet potato in hot oil not only splatters, but also fries unevenly. Now we reach one of McDonald's biggest secrets. Before hitting the oil, the fries receive a thin coating of dextrose, a natural sugar that gives them their perfect golden colour when fried. They are also treated with sodium acid pyrophosphate, which helps maintain that bright colour even during transport and storage. These are safe additives used in minimal amounts, but without them, the fries would not have their signature look. But what gives McDonald's fries that unique and unforgettable flavour? The answer lies in the first fry. The potatoes are cooked at around 170 degrees Celsius in vegetable oil, such as canola or soybean oil. But here is the detail most people do not know. The oil is infused with a natural beef flavouring, an extract that enhances the taste and gives the fries that subtle, savoury note that pairs perfectly with a burger. It is not magic, it is food science. After this oil bath, the fries are crisped, shaken to remove excess oil, and quickly cooled to around 85 degrees to prevent condensation. Next comes the freezing stage, and this is not your typical freeze. The fries go through tunnels of liquid nitrogen at -40 degrees Celsius, freezing them in just minutes. The benefit? Tiny ice crystals that preserve the original texture. If frozen slowly, the fries would turn soft and lose their appeal when fried at the restaurant. Meanwhile, in the control room, every parameter, temperature, conveyor speed, portion weight, is monitored in real time like a spacecraft command center. Finally, the frozen fries are sorted by length and weighed into exact 100-gram portions. They are then packed in nitrogen-sealed bags to preserve freshness. Before leaving the factory, each package passes through metal detectors to ensure safety, and if one weighs less than it should, it is automatically rejected. Even the boxes have their own trick. They are gently vibrated so the fries settle without breaking. Once ready, they are loaded into refrigerated trucks that take them to restaurants where they will end up on your tray. At the restaurant, the final step is fast and simple. The frozen fries are fried in hot oil for 3 to 4 minutes, sprinkled with the perfect amount of salt, and served piping hot. The scale is mind-blowing. Each factory produces about 40 servings per second, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That adds up to billions of servings around the world, making McDonald's fries one of the most consumed sides on the planet. But fries are just the side. Now let's see how McDonald's makes the main attraction, the burger. Every day, millions of people around the world order a Big Mac, a cheeseburger, or another McDonald's classic. To meet this massive demand, a single factory can process up to 5 million burger patties per day, more than the population of many cities. So what ensures that each burger arrives perfectly cooked, juicy, and ready to serve from the field to your tray? To understand that, we step inside one of McDonald's beef processing plants. It all begins on cattle farms, massive operations built for large-scale efficiency. Thousands of cows are raised here, and they are not fed just anything. They receive a carefully balanced diet of grains and forage to ensure the meat always has the same texture and flavour that brands like McDonald's expect. This feeding cycle lasts between 18 and 24 months, depending on the breed and conditions. Once they reach the ideal weight, the animals are sent to certified slaughterhouses. In these facilities, the process follows strict regulations. Methods like electrical or pneumatic stunning are used to minimise suffering while maintaining the highest hygiene standards. After this step, veterinarians inspect every piece of meat. Only those that pass all checks move forward. And here is where something vital comes in: traceability. McDonald's requires every batch to be traceable all the way back to the farm of origin, ensuring quality, safety, and accountability, while also addressing growing concerns about sustainability and ethics in production. Once the inspection is complete, the meat is cut into large portions, immediately chilled to prevent bacteria growth, and sent to the processing plants. McDonald's does not handle this part on its own, but works with specialized suppliers who transform the raw meat into the well-known hamburger patties. Now imagine a plant the size of a football field, operating day and night without stopping. A single factory like this can produce up to 5 million patties in just one day, and most of them go directly to McDonald's restaurants. The process begins with the initial inspection. The meat arrives in large refrigerated or frozen blocks and goes through strict quality checks. Any traces of bone or cartilage are removed, and X-ray scanners along with metal detectors examine every piece. If anything unusual is found, it is immediately discarded. This step might seem routine, but it is crucial. A single fragment out of place could ruin an entire batch. After the initial inspection, The meat is loaded into massive containers, each holding up to 500 kilograms. To give you an idea, a single plant may need nearly 500 of these boxes every day. From there, the meat moves into industrial grinders. These machines are true beasts, grinding the meat at high speed until it becomes a fine and uniform paste. The goal is to achieve a spaghetti-like texture, a sign that it is ready for the next step. All of this happens under strict temperature control, always below 4 degrees Celsius, to prevent any health risks. So what makes McDonald's burger meat different from that of other places? The answer is simple. McDonald's beef must contain exactly 20% fat, no more, no less. The reason is that fat is what gives the burger its juiciness and flavour. If the meat is too lean, the burger turns out dry. If it has too much fat, it becomes greasy and heavy. To achieve the perfect balance, suppliers use composition analyzers and adjust the mix between lean and fatty cuts until they reach the exact percentage. Once the mix is ready, it goes into moulding machines. These hydraulic presses shape the patties into discs, round or square depending on the product. The pressure is adjusted so they are compact but not too dense, allowing for even cooking. Immediately after, they are frozen at -18 degrees Celsius in quick freezing tunnels. This method, known as individual quick freezing, freezes each patty separately to prevent them from sticking together while maintaining the original texture. The scale of production is impressive. Even though a plant can produce up to 30 million patties per week, it only requires around 100 workers to operate. The rest is handled by conveyor belts and robots, which take care of most tasks, reducing human error and keeping hygiene at the highest level. Once formed and frozen, the patties are packed in plastic bags, placed in cardboard boxes, and vacuum sealed. This packaging extends their shelf life and protects the meat from oxidation. From there, the batches are transported to distribution centres where they are stored in cold chambers until they are shipped to the restaurants. At McDonald's locations, the patties arrive frozen and are kept in freezers, ready to be cooked as soon as the customer places an order. Cooking is the final step in the meat production line. McDonald's uses special electric grills that cook the patty from both sides at the same time, eliminating the need to flip it. In just 40 seconds, a frozen patty turns into a juicy and ready-to-serve burger. Salt and pepper are added only after cooking, right before assembling, to ensure the flavours blend perfectly without overwhelming the meat. But the burger experience would not be the same without the bun. In industrial bakeries that partner with McDonald's, everything begins with high-quality wheat flour mixed with water, liquid yeast, a pinch of salt, and some plant-based proteins to give elasticity. Minimal preservatives are added to make the dough easier to handle during large-scale production. All of this goes into massive mixers that need tons of dough per hour. After mixing, the dough ferments for several hours in temperature and humidity-controlled environments, allowing the yeast to do its work and develop flavour and texture. Have you ever noticed that burger buns tend to taste slightly sweet? That subtle sweetness is not by accident. After fermentation, refined sugar is added, which not only adds flavour, but also helps the buns achieve their golden colour in the oven. The finished dough moves into moulding machines that divide it into perfectly sized balls for each bun. These are placed in non-stick moulds and flattened slightly. Before baking, a machine sprinkles thousands of sesame seeds per minute on top, ensuring consistency across every bun. Baking takes place in industrial ovens at 240 degrees Celsius for about 10 minutes. The result is golden buns thanks to the Maillard effect, the chemical reaction that transforms sugars and proteins into irresistible aromas and colours. Once baked, the buns cool down on conveyor belts with fans, are visually inspected to remove any defects, and are then packed in plastic bags. From there, they are sent to restaurants, where they are stored at room temperature until use. At the restaurant, the buns are toasted in electric ovens right before assembling the burger, achieving that crisp exterior and soft interior that perfectly complements the juicy meat. Now, let's talk about the vegetables and other ingredients that complete the burger. We start with lettuce, one of the freshest components of the meal. It is grown in fields with ideal climates for fast growth and minimal pesticide use. After harvesting, the heads are sent to processing plants where they are cut into manageable portions. A machine gently separates the leaves and carries them along conveyors to washing tanks. There, they are submerged in cold water with agitators that remove dirt, insects, and other impurities. Controlled vibrations ensure nothing remains, followed by a final rinse. Then, shredders cut the lettuce into uniform pieces, ready to fit perfectly inside the burger without sticking out. The lettuce is spun dry, packed in modified atmosphere bags, and kept refrigerated during transport. At the restaurant, it is stored cold until used, ensuring that crunchy, fresh texture everyone expects. Pickles are another essential ingredient. They are harvested while still firm and processed in pickle factories. First, they are washed and sliced thinly, then soaked in brine with vinegar, spices, and natural preservatives. After a curing period, they are packaged and ready for distribution. McDonald's selects pickles with the perfect balance of acidity and crunch, enhancing the flavour without overpowering the rest. The yellow cheese, or processed cheddar, is famous for its perfect melt. It is made in dairy plants where milk is pasteurized, curdled with enzymes, and molded into blocks. Machines slice thousands of pieces per minute, ensuring uniform thickness. Each slice is individually wrapped in plastic and packaged. The formula includes emulsifiers that guarantee the cheese melts evenly without separating, achieving that creamy texture that blends perfectly over a hot patty. Other condiments like onion, ketchup, and mustard also go through industrial processes. Onions are peeled, diced, and either hydrated or freeze-dried for versions that are rehydrated at the restaurant. Ketchup starts from concentrated tomatoes mixed with vinegar, sugar, and spices, cooked and packaged. Mustard follows a similar process, using ground seeds and seasonings. Finally, at the restaurant, everything comes together in record time. While the meat cooks on the grill and the bun is toasted, the patty is placed on the base of the bun with a spatula. Cheese is added, melting from the heat of the meat, followed by lettuce, pickles, onion, ketchup, and mustard according to the recipe. The top bun is placed, the burger is wrapped, and it is kept warm. All of this happens in barely a minute and a half from the moment the patty leaves the freezer until the customer enjoys one of McDonald's iconic burgers. And that is how McDonald's fries and burgers are made. What did you think of the process? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In the windows that will appear next, you will find more videos that might catch your attention. Go ahead and check them out. See you next time.